Hello everybody! Welcome back to some more Pokemon Fire Red. In the last episode, we chose our starter Pokemon, and we chose Bulbasaur right over here. We have level 6, a female Bulbasaur, and we made it up to Viridian City, and we're now in the Pokemon Center. And we're going to be going over a few more complicated things that I forgot to go over in the previous episode. We talked about how moves and all that works, but there are some more other things in Pokemon. For example, when we look at our Bulbasaur, we can see that it's a grass poison type. It's a dual type. Some Pokemon like Rattata are just a normal type. They just have one single monotype. But some Pokemon like Bulbasaur and Pidgey are dual types. Bulbasaur being grass poison and Pidgey being normal flying. We have a docile nature Bulbasaur, and in the trainer memo, every single Pokemon will have a different nature. Those natures will actually make an impact. For example, the docile nature, it does nothing. It will raise Bulbasaur's defense, but it also lowers his defense. So his defense will rise faster, but it also rises slower, which overall is a net income of nothing. You get nothing. You don't get any benefits. Every single nature will have a different benefit and a different loss. I'll put them up on screen right now. And the docile nature, it's a pretty good nature. It basically means everything will grow at an average pace, which for our starter Pokemon is probably a very good thing. And over here we can see our stats, like how many experience points we need till the next level, how many experience points we have in total, our ability, and our stats. Our ability is a thing built into every single Pokemon. For example, Bulbasaur's ability is Overgrowth, which means that when we are under 1/3 HP, we will get additional damage on our Grass-type moves. They'll become stronger. At the moment, we don't have any Grass-type moves, so it doesn't really do anything. But later on in the playthrough, this ability will probably be very good. And as you can see, we have our stats. The health stat is the HP stat, which we have 22. It's very obvious what it does. You take damage, you lose HP. When you run out of HP, you die, so you need HP. But there are also some less obvious stats, like the attack stat, which basically what it does is it makes your physical moves higher. All Pokemon types have a different stat. If we look down, we can see special attack is another stat. The physical attack, just known as attack, and the special attack use two different stats. So all the types on the left side of the screen will use the physical attack stat. All of the types on the right side of the screen will use special attacks. So for example, since Bulbasaur is a grass type, we want it to have high special attack. But also it is a poison type. So we also want it to have high physical attack. So we want it to be both balanced. But just because I'm a grass poison type, it doesn't mean I'll only learn grass and poison type moves. If we look over here, we can see with our Bulbasaur, we have Tackle and Growl. They're both normal type moves. And as we learned, Tackle is a physical move. It says here, a physical attack in which the user charges full body into the foe. It has a power of 35, so that's its base damage that it does, and it has an accuracy of 95, which means that Tackle will land 95% of the time. There's a 5% chance it'll just miss. And the power is pretty self-explanatory, it just does 35 damage. It has a PP of 35, which means we can use the move 35 times before we need to go to a Pokemon Center so that we can restore the PP and use the move again. We also have Growl, which lands 100% of the time, so it can't misses. And what it does is the effect says the user growls in a cute way, making the foe lower its attack stat. Basically, it just lowers the opponent's attack stat so it does less damage. Pretty self-explanatory. But when we head back over here, we can see that there's the defense stat and the special defense. Well, the defense and the special defense are very similar to the attack. The defense stat basically means you will take less damage from oncoming attacks. So it's essentially kind of like lowering your opponent's attack. While the special defense, the higher the special defense is, you will take less damage from special attacks. Hence why it's called special defense. It's pretty self-explanatory once you get to know it. And then speed, how high your speed is will basically impact who gets to go first. So if I have a Bulbasaur with 10 speed and a Rattata with 9 speed, the Bulbasaur would get to attack before the Rattata. So having all of your stats high is very important. So how do we get our stats high? By leveling up, which is why leveling up is very important. Right now we're at level 6, so in between episodes we gained a total of 1 level, and throughout our playthrough we will be getting more levels. But for now, we are going to leave the Pokemon Center and continue on with our adventure. So we are now in Viridian City, in case you missed the last episode. And there's some people we could talk to here. You want to know about the two kinds of Caterpillar Pokemon? Sure. Caterpie has no poison. Caterpie is the first type of Caterpillar Pokemon, but Weedle does. Watch that your Pokemon aren't stabbed by Weedle's poison sting. That's very important, because we will come across lots of Weedles and Caterpies later. But here is the Pokemart. Hey, you came from Pallet Town, right? You know Professor Oak, right? His order came in. Can I get you to take it to him? So there we go. Mythglad received Oak's parcel from the Pokemon clerk. Mythglad put the Oak's parcel and put it in the key items. Here we go. So now we were like a little delivery boy. We have to deliver the parcel. I've got to buy some potions. You never know when your Pokemon will need quick healing. This shop does good business in antidotes, I've heard. But there's probably a few more things in Viridian City. Like, there's this little house over here, which I suppose we can just kind of barge into, even though it's a random person's house. Hi. Whew, I'm trying to memorize all my notes. I guess this is a school, not a house. Okay, be sure to read what's on the blackboard carefully. The blackboard lists Pokemon status problems during battle. Which topic do you want to read? So here are the 5 types of Pokemon status conditions. There's sleep, poison, paralysis, burn, and freeze. So let's first read up on sleep. A Pokemon can't attack if it's asleep. Pokemon will stay asleep even after battles. Use an awakening to awaken one from sleep. Pretty self-explanatory. Next we have poison. When poisoned, a Pokemon's health steadily drops. Poison lingers after battles. Use an antidote to cure the poison. Next we have the paralysis. Paralysis reduces your speed and may prevent the Pokemon from moving. Paralysis remains after battle. Use the Paralyze Heal for treatment. Next, we have the Burn. A burn reduces attack power. It also causes ongoing HP loss, just like poison. A burn remains after a battle. Use a Burn Heal to cure the burn. And the last one is Freeze. A frozen Pokemon becomes helplessly immobile. Similar how sleep works. It stays frozen even after the battle ends. Use the Ice Heal to thaw out the suffering Pokemon. So there you go, that is all the status conditions. We now know everything we need from this Pokemon school. But now, we gotta head our way back down to Pallet Town, because we have to deliver Professor Oak's parcel. Here we go, but as we learned in the last episode, these little ledges, we can hop down, which is very convenient, because now we don't have to go through that grass again, and have the possibility of encountering dangerous wild Pokemon. Here we go, we're nearly at Pallet Town. There we go, we made it through the whole route without encountering a single Pokemon. So now we can quickly deliver our parcel to Professor Oak. So here we are, Professor Oak, we have a delivery. Oh, Mythglad, how is my old Pokemon? Well, it seems to be growing more attached to you. You must be talented as a Pokemon trainer. What's that? You have something for me? Mythglad delivered Oak's parcel. Ah, it's the custom Pokeball. I had it on order. Thank you. Gramps! I almost forgot. What did you call me for? Oh, right. I have a request for you two. On this desk here is my invention, the Pokedex. It automatically records data on Pokemon you've seen or caught. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. Mythglad and Gary, take these with you. So here we go. We got the Pokedex from Professor Oak. You can't get detailed data on Pokemon by just seeing them. You must catch them to obtain complete data. So here are some tools for catching wild Pokemon. So we got 5 Pokeballs. We'll put them into the Pokeball pocket. When a wild Pokemon appears, it's fair game. Just throw a Pokeball at it and try to catch it. This won't always work, however. A healthy Pokemon can escape. You have to be lucky. To make a complete guide on all the Pokemon in the world, that was my dream. But I'm too old. I can't get the job done. So I want you two to fulfill my dream for me. Get moving, you two. This is a great undertaking in Pokemon history. Alright, Gramps, leave it all to me. I hate Mythglad, I hate to say it, but you won't be necessary for this. I know, I'll borrow a town map from my sis. I'll tell her not to lend you one, Mythglad, ha ha ha! Don't bother coming around to my place after this. Well, as you can see, Gary's a little bit of a jerk. He's not really the nicest person. So we're going to ignore everything he said and go talk to his sister to get the town map, because that is a very helpful item. We need this for our Pokemon playthrough. So here is Gary's sister. Grandpa asked you to run an errand? Gee, that's lazy of him. Here, this'll help you. There we go, we got the town map from Daisy. I guess that's Gary's sister's name. There we go, thank you very much, Daisy. We will probably never see you ever again. But now, we can take a look. We've got 2 new things. We've got the Pokedex, which we can open up in here, and it shows a list of all the Pokemon. And there's like different categories, quite a lot of different categories, and different ways to search for the Pokedex, or the Pokemon in the Pokedex. For example, the Grassland Pokemon, we've got Rattata. And we've also got Bulbasaur. And the forest Pokemon, we've got Pidgey. And in the mountain Pokemon category, we've got Charmander. Those are the 4 Pokemon that we've encountered. But if we try to, let's say, take a look at Rattata, we can't get any information from it. If we look at Bulbasaur, however, since we've caught Bulbasaur, we can see a lot of information about it. We can see that Bulbasaur is 2 foot 4 inches, about 15.2 pounds. It's number 1 in the Pokedex, and there's even a little Dex entry about it. There is a plant seed on its back right from the day this Pokemon is born. The seed slowly grows larger. So once we try and catch every single Pokemon, we will have all these different categories filled out. But there's a very convenient way to look through this, so we don't have to look through it very inconveniently. It's the numerical mode. We just hop in here, and it has an order of every single Pokemon. And as you can see, there are a lot of Pokemon. Trust me, there are much more than 19 Pokemon. Right now, we can only see that there's up to 19, but that's because those are all we've encountered. There are a total of 150 Pokemon, at least in this game. So for now, we just gotta continue on our adventure and try to catch more Pokemon. But first, we gotta check our bag, because we do have a new item, a very important item, the town map. A very convenient map that can be viewed anytime. It even shows your present location. So here we go, we can open up the map, and we can take a look. This is the Kanto region, the entirety of this game. So we are currently in Pallet Town. We've made it up to Viridian City so far, but there are tons of other places, like there's the Viridian Forest, there's Pewter Cave, Cerulean City, Saffron City, Celadon City, a ton of different places to go and a ton of different routes. For now, though, we just gotta focus on our little goal of catching Pokemon. So let's do that now. So here we go. Now we can actually go into the grass, and instead of just fighting a Pokemon, we can battle them. So here we go. Let's get into a fight. We've encountered a wild Pidgey. Here we go. So let's start off by weakening the Pidgey, as that is an effective way to catch the Pokemon. When the Pokemon's at higher health, it's harder to catch. If we lower the health, it becomes easier. So now Pidgey is in the yellow zone. We can go ahead and throw a Pokeball at it. Here we go. We've got 5 of them. Let's see if we can successfully catch the Pidgey. And there we go, we did it! Gotcha! Pidgey was caught. But something important that you'll notice is that we don't get any experience points when you catch a Pokemon. You only get experience points when you defeat them. But Pidgey's data was added to the Pokedex. So here we go. Pidgey, the tiny bird Pokemon. 1 foot, 4 pounds. Pidgey does not like to fight. It hides in tall grass and so on, foraging for food, such as small bugs. We could give a nickname to Pidgey. I'm not going to, because once again, I'm not creative. But now, we have a new Pokemon on our team. We've got Pidgey. Pidgey's a little bit beat up, unfortunately. It has an adamant nature. Which makes it so that Pidgey's physical attack is increased by 10%, and Pidgey's special attack is decreased by 10%. And as we can see here, it's got the ability Keen Eye, which makes it so that its accuracy cannot be lowered. And it's got only one move right now, being Tackle, but eventually, once it levels up, it'll get some new moves. But let's continue on with our journey and see what other Pokemon we can find in the grass. So unfortunately, it is another Pidgey. We already have a Pidgey, and you can see that since we've caught a Pidgey, there's a little Pokeball symbol under the Pidgey. That signifies that we've caught it, which, trust me, that'll be very helpful later on in the playthrough when you want to know what Pokemon you've caught. But Pidgey's attack is missed. It's very convenient for us. We don't take any damage, and we can just continue to beat up the Pidgey. So there we go. Pidgey has been defeated. Goodbye, Pidgey. And we get 23 experience points. But you'll notice that unlike modern Pokemon games, only Bulbasaur got experience points. Pidgey did not get any experience points. And that's because only Pokemon that participate in the battle get experience points. So if I leave Pidgey out of battle, Pidgey won't get any experience points. But if I bring Pidgey in, then the Pidgey will get experience points. So that is a very important thing to keep in mind. And oh dear, we got a critical hit. So I am going to... Let me take a look at Pidgey. Pidgey's a little bit weak, so I don't think I want to switch into Pidgey. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to heal up. I'm going to use my last potion on Bulbasaur. There we go, because Bulbasaur could use some healing. He was very low. And oops, not the bag. That's not what I meant to push. But we will continue to beat up Pidgey. So Pidgey is nearly defeated. One more tackle ought to do it. There we go. That is Pidgey taken down. But another 23 experience points, and Bulbasaur is leveled up again and reached level 7. So some more stat points, very nice. And we learned a brand new move. We learned Leech Seed, which is going to be a very helpful move. So let's head into another battle so that we can showcase what the move Leech Seed does. So now we've got a new Pokemon. We have a Rattata. And Leech Seed is a grass type move. As you can see, it's got 10 PP. It works a little bit differently. Instead of doing damage, we plant a bunch of seeds, just like that. And the wild Rattata has been seeded. And every single turn, it'll deal damage to Rattata, and we will heal health. Just like that. There we go. We get a little bit of chip damage, and we heal a little bit of health. That is what Leech Seed does. It's a pretty helpful move. It does chip damage to the enemy every single turn, and it heals us every single turn. And ouch, that was a critical hit. It does a lot of damage, but we do get some Leech Seed healing. It's not much, but it adds up over time. Now, we are going to throw a Pokeball at Rattata. Here we go. Let's see if we can catch the Rattata. 1 shake, 2 shakes, 3 shakes, and there we go. Once the Pokeball shakes 3 times, that shows you that you caught the Pokemon. So there we go. Rattata was caught, and Rattata's data has been entered to the Pokedex. So there you go. Rattata, the mouse Pokemon. It's 1 foot, 7.7 pounds, and its fangs are long and very sharp. They grow continuously, so it gnaws on hard things to whittle them down. There we go. We've caught a brand new Pokemon, and they are going to enter our team. So there we go. We are now back in Viridian City, and we are going to head back up to the Pokemon Center. So we're going to save once again. Here we go. Or not save. Heal is what I meant to say. But you know, saving is probably a good idea. I should probably do that, because I haven't saved yet at all. So here we go. Let's go down here to save. 32 minutes playtime. 3 Pokemon in the Pokedex. 0 badges currently. And we're in Viridian City. So here we go. Saving. And the game has been saved, just in case something bad were to happen. And now, let's head over to the Pokemart. And now that we've delivered Oak's package, we can now buy some things. So here we go. Hi there. May I help you? Yes, I would like to buy some things. So as you can see, we've got $3,000. We can buy some Pokeballs, some potions, some antidotes, and some Paralyze heals. So Pokeballs are very important. I'm going to buy 10 Pokeballs to ensure that I can catch many Pokemon. That uses up basically almost all of my money. And I will buy 1 potion so that I can heal up if there's no Pokemon centers nearby. I will buy 1 antidote, and that will cure poisoning. And I will buy 1 Paralyze heal, which will cure paralysis. So there we go. We've only got $400 left. We are very poor now. We don't have very much money left. But now, we have a little bit more exploration that we can do. We can head up to the north, or we can head to the left. Personally, I'm going to head to the left, because I want to see what's over to the left. Those Pokeballs at your waist, you have Pokemon, don't you? It's great that you can carry your Pokemon and use them anytime, anywhere. Yes, indeed it is. So we can head over here, where there's a little secret hidden behind this spot. There's a Pokeball, which has a potion, which I'll very gladly take. Thank you very much. But now we can head over this way, which leads to Route 22. And there's some grass, which means that there are different Pokemon that we can encounter in this area, as it is a separate route. So here we go, new encounter. It is, unfortunately, another Rattata. There are different Pokemon that we can encounter here, but we just appear to be unlucky, and we just found a Rattata, which is a Pokemon that we've already seen. So I'm just going to quickly defeat it, and then we'll hope that we can find something else instead. Let's try again. Let's see, something new, hopefully. That is new. That's a Spearow. A different type of Pokemon. It looks very similar to Pidgey, but they're not the same. Ooh, yikes, that's dangerous. It's super effective. The Spearow has a flying type move. They have Peck, and Peck, as I said, it's a flying type move. It's super effective on grass types. It does a lot of damage. So now we are going to throw one of our newly bought Pokeballs at Spearow, and let's hope that the Spearow does not break out. And there we go. Gotcha. Spearow was caught. So now Spearow's data will be added to the Pokedex. We've caught Spearow, the tiny bird Pokemon, 1 foot, 4.4 pounds. It busily flits around here and there. Even if it is frail, it can be a tough foe that uses Mirror Move. So there we go. I'm not going to give him a nickname, because I do not give nicknames to my Pokemon, and we got to get out of here, because Bulbasaur is low on health, and I need to heal up Bulbasaur, because Bulbasaur is currently my strongest Pokemon. And my other Pokemon, like Pidgey and Rattata and Spearow that I've caught, aren't too strong. They're very weak Pokemon, as they are found on Route 1. And they're also only, like, level 2 and 3. So I can't really rely on them to do too much. So, hello, Nurse Joy. Once again, please heal my Pokemon. They're very low at health. Thank you very much. But now, let's head back over to that other route to see what other Pokemon we can find over there. So we're back on Route 22. And there's a lot more than just this patch of grass. We could also head up here to see what else is up here. Oh! Well, would you look at that? It's Gary. Hey, Mythglad. You're off to the Pokemon League. Forget about it. You probably don't have any badges, do you? The guard won't let you through without them. By the way, did your Pokemon get any stronger? So here we go. Our first rival battle. Or I guess second, because we've technically already had one in Professor Oak's office. But anyways, Rival Gary would like to battle. He's sending out his own Pidgey at level 9. Yikes! Maybe I'm a little bit under-leveled. Well, you know, I'm gonna have to push through it. Let's Growl to lower the Pidgey's attack. I don't like how much damage it is doing. I must be honest. I don't think I'm too prepared for this. So let's use Leech Seed so that I can get a little bit of chip damage, a little bit of healing. It's a very good move. And I am gonna have to use a potion. Because, I'm very low on health. So here we go. Nope, not a Pokeball. I'm not allowed to catch other trainers' Pokemon. That is a rule. So here we go. Let's use a potion. Let's use another Tackle. We are slowly draining his health, which is good. Now, oops, not the bag. That was a misinput. We will use a Tackle of our own. So now we have... Oh, he missed. That's very good. So now we have our Tackle damage on top of our Leech Seed damage. It really adds up over time, the Leech Seed. It's a very good move. So let's go ahead and use another Tackle. The Pidgey will be tackling us again. We have our own Tackles, plus our Leech Seeds to help us out. Alright, and let's go for one more Tackle. Oh no, Pidgey used Sand Attack. That's a very annoying move. It lowers our accuracy, which makes it easier for us to miss our moves. Just like that, we missed our attack. Very unfortunate. But the Leech Seed will take out Pidgey for us. So there you go. Pidgey has been taken out. And we get 105 experience points, which is enough for Bulbasaur to reach level 8. So we get some more stat boosts. And now, he's only got one more Pokemon left. He's sending out his Charmander, who's also at level 9. So I'm going to Growl to lower the Charmander's attack. It's got Scratch, which is... it's not really a strong move. It's essentially the same as Tackle, but it's for Charmander. So he's going to keep scratching us. We got to get our Leech Seed up. Please don't miss. Thank you very much, Bulbasaur. That's a very important move to have set up. So now we're going to get a little bit of healing, whittle down the Charmander's health, raise our health. Fortunately, the Charmander doesn't have any fire types moves yet. He's going to use Growl to lower our attack, which isn't too big of a deal, I suppose. So there we go, we're getting our chip damage. If the Bulbasaur had a fire-type move, which would be super effective on a grass-type like Bulbasaur, we would be in a very bad situation. Fortunately, the only attacking move he has is Scratch. But the Sand Attack that Pidgey used lowered our accuracy, which is why we missed that tackle. And the only way that we can return our accuracy back up to normal would be to switch Bulbasaur out. But I'm not going to do that because all of our other Pokemon are really, really weak. And we're also in a very good situation right now. We have our Leech Seed set up. The other Charmander's attack is lowered. So I think we'll be in a pretty smooth sailing from here. It'll be pretty smooth sailing. There's not really a way to lose unless we miss like 5 tackles in a row. And then Charmander gets like a bunch of critical hits. But I don't think that'll happen. Oh, well, we missed the last tackle. But that doesn't really matter because Leech Seed will take down Charmander. So there we go. We won our second rival battle. So we gain 124 experience. Another level up for Bulbasaur. He is now level 9. and halfway to level 10. But there we go. We defeated rival Gary. Aw, you just lucked out. So we got $144 for winning. I heard the Pokemon League is crawling with tough trainers. I have to figure out how to get past them. You should quit dawdling and get a move on. So there we go. Gary is now left. And we can see what else is over here. There are another patch of grass. Here we go. What new Pokemon might we encounter over here? Ooh, this is a new one. It's Mankey. Level 3. Mankey is a pretty cool Pokemon. It's a little pig monkey. So there we go. We will use a tackle on the Mankey. Get the Mankey low. And then we will throw a Pokeball at the Mankey. Here we go. Ah, the Mankey got out. We did not catch the Mankey, unfortunately. Oops, wrong button. I am not going to use another Pokeball. I could and try to just luck it out. I'm going to use Leech Seed. I'm going to use some strategy, because this will slowly chip down the Mankey's health and ensure that we won't accidentally kill it with a tackle. And it'll also heal us, which is good to kind of negate the Mankey's damage. So there we go. We got the Leech Seed set up, and I'll try throwing another Pokeball at the Mankey. Hopefully it'll catch this time, because it is slightly lower at health now. And there we go. Mankey was caught. Another new Pokemon added to our Pokedex. So there you go. Mankey, the pig monkey Pokemon. It's 1'8", 61.7 pounds, light and agile on its feet, and ferocious in temperament. When angered, it flies into an uncontrollable frenzy. Not giving a nickname to the Mankey, as per usual. And there should be a few more different Pokemon that we can encounter here. It is unfortunately another Rattata, but I will use this opportunity to train up some of my other Pokemon. So let's switch Bulbasaur out, because he is much higher level than everyone else, and let's switch Mankey in. Maybe this is a bad decision, because Mankey's actually pretty low on health. Yeah, I think this was actually a very bad decision, but we'll just kind of go with it anyways. Go, Mankey, scratch! Oh dear. Well, Mankey is not in the fight anymore. We'll have to use somebody else. Let's use Pidgey instead. Pidgey is a little bit underleveled, but there's no way to get a higher level Pidgey other than putting Pidgey into battle. So Pidgey, you gotta fight. Alright, just a few more tackles. It's gonna keep using Tail Whip, which is heavily lowering our defense, which means that we'll take a ton of damage from the next tackle. Unfortunately, we missed our tackle, which is very bad. But that's 3 Tail Whips in a row. Pidgey's gonna have really low defense after this. This is not a good thing. Oh no, here's the tackle. Oh, thanks to the Tail Whip, it just completely took us out. It's super powerful. Our team is nearly dead due to this one Rattata. I guess I'll just send out my Rattata now. Yikes. This is not good. My plan to train up some of my other Pokemon has not been working. They've just all been dying. Well, I've only got one other Pokemon other than Bulbasaur. So if Spearow doesn't take this out, all the experience points are just going to be going to Bulbasaur. Which would kind of defeat the purpose of my plan. But anyways, here we go. Oh, there we go. Good job, Spearow. You took out the Rattata. So Bulbasaur gets 20 experience points because he was in battle. And then Spearow also gets 20 experience points. It's split in between the two. But another Pokemon. Who is it going to be? It's another Mankey. Which isn't too bad. So here we go. We'll just use Bulbasaur this time, because I think if I use anybody else, they'll just die. Spearow is my only other Pokemon left. So let's just stick with Bulbasaur. Because he is by far our strongest. So there we go. Mankey defeated. And we gained 42 experience points. So Bulbasaur is nearly at level 10 now. But up here, we're at the Pokemon League, the front gate. So let's try and get in. There's a security guard. See what he says. Only truly skilled trainers are allowed through. You don't have the Boulder badge yet. Rules are rules. I can't let you pass. So unfortunately, we do not have any gym badges. Once we have gym badges, we can pass into the Pokemon League. But for now, since we don't have any gym badges, we can't go any farther. So we'll have to head back to Viridian City and continue north. So for now, let's head back and heal all of our Pokemon, because we are pretty low on health. Very low on health, actually. Our whole team is dead, except for Spearow and Bulbasaur. So here we go, into the Pokemon Center. And let's heal up once again. Hello, Nurse Joy. We are healing again. Because we definitely need the heals. So there we go. We're all fully restored. We're back up to full health. And this is where we're going to be wrapping it up for today's episode of Pokemon Fire Red. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.